great way to start the stream. Welcome everyone to the first annual Moth Company Session 3. We will be
The first annual.
back. We will be back here
We'll have another.
in 1 year.
Yeah, he said the first annual Moth Company Session 3. This is the first ever third session.
It's the first ever third session. Yeah.
Yes,
but we will have
but
to be.
next year we're gonna have a third session again.
Yeah, but next year, June 21st, 2021, we'll have the next third session.
Hell yeah.
So internalize that, everyone that's watching at home, which is okay, that's about everyone who's watching at home. In terms of, so I guess we can hang and wait for a couple of people to filter in. And
we should also keep in mind that it is Father's Day.
It is Father's Day.
But no one's celebrating. Father's Day isn't a real holiday.
Yeah, but a lot of people still celebrate it. Like they eat dinner.
I'll say we just go. We just go.
I want to wait.
Yeah, I think we just go for it.
I don't know
Because you can rewind a live stream.
Yeah, like, just hear me out. Let's just wait for like a minute or two.
Why don't we just vibe like we've been vibing?
Okay, just wait for like a few more people, because there's already people coming to join, or maybe it's just you guys, but there are people coming in, so we'll just give them a couple minutes.
Shenaniganery, pure witchcraft. I'm also looking for that freaking message that you sent me, Johnny, because I don't remember the name.
What name? Oh, the name? I sent you the name like 4 times. So just send it to you again.
You sent it to me once, and
then you asked, and then you asked again, and then I sent it to you again.
Because I'm forgetful.
Write it down.
I was gonna, and then I forgot.
Well, now is your chance to write it down.
I have it right here.
Okay.
Right here. Wrath Tree.
Well, way to spoil that one.
You literally said it last session.
I didn't.
Out loud.
Did I say it out loud?
Yes, that's why I had to ask how you spelled it.
I don't remember saying it out loud, but
you did. You said it because you said it was in the book.
Oh yeah, it was in the book. Yeah. Good times. I can't remember. My memory's going to shit again, guys. I'm sorry.
Woo woo.
Let's go for. We are go for memory going bad. That is us.
We are a go for
Well, I guess we can get into a little bit of downtime. I'll make a quick recap for anyone who might be watching. And then we'll delve into the downtime. At 7:10. It's not as bad as the 20 minutes late we're usually doing, but okay.
It's still 7:08. It's not 7.
It's not 7:08, but I always round up when it comes to time.
7:08.
Okay. So last session, you guys had pretty much come in. You had ended up in the Grand Library of Zeg, and you had done a little bit of reading and a little bit of book rescuing. And on your way out, you were confronted, by a group of revisionists led by another orc, who Michael faced, or Cato bravely faced in single combat, and got his ass kicked. His ass kicked, yes. And then Pithy teleported you guys to a small cave where you have been in for the last few days while Cato is recovering, and you are all kind of picking up the pieces from where you're taking a little bit of downtime. So I guess the good thing to ask is, what have you been doing during this downtime in terms of activities?
Reading. That's it.
I've also been reading.
All right.
Yeah, Aaron is definitely going to read that book that they got, and also get as much information about the Elvish cities as they can out of Pithy. To figure out what they know about that.
Yeah. So remind me again what the book you're trying to read is. Is it it's the one with the controversial theories in it?
I don't think I wrote it down.
Okay. Because I think I'm pretty sure I gave that to you.
It was one of the ones from the basement of the library.
Yes. It was the book about the controversial conspiracy theories regarding the Elven monarchy, and it trails off near the end, but it starts off pretty professionally, pretty academically, and then at the end it's just like Alex Jones level ramblings about the strange connections between certain actions of completely reduced kings. The kings that are like 5 decades separating, suddenly picking up something that's the earlier ones started, and kind of strange coincidences that could just be wise ruling, or could end up being some kind of link between kings. But it's all gibberish near the end, and kind of just like stream of consciousness conspiracies and the like. Yeah, pretty much that. In terms of
the frogs.
Yes, Erden has learned a lot about the frogs. And Pithy has given you a few crumbs. It seems that he has traveled through the elven cities, or what's left of them, recently, and it seems that all of the elvish lands, no matter where it is, has been turned into this dark, very oppressive forest. Not like the old trees.
He's only ever been in the already destroyed elven cities. He was never.
Yeah, he's never been there before they were leveled. In terms of, and he's asked you a few questions about, what they were like beforehand, and how things were run and how things were powered, but he hasn't really been giving too much of his own knowledge. All right. So, Maya, what have you been doing in terms of business?
Reading the 2 books and taking as much information as possible.
Okay, so what books are those? You'll have to remind me.
Magic in the Populace and Magic in the Journey Through the Crack.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. So it seems that the transition through the planes has when someone passes through the planes, their connection to magic is altered severely in terms of how they are able to connect with it. So there are a few testimonies in Magic at the Journey Through the Cracks about wizards and diviners like traveling through, and their connection is all out of whack when they come back, and they need to do some therapy to kind of reconnect with their roots. And
how does that make you feel?
And Magic at the Populace is simply like there's a tether between everyone and some kind of magical source, but very few not only have a very strong bond with magic, but can tap into that energy and shape it to their will. And it just depends on where you've come from as a child, and what your life was like in terms of what you were. Certain people are better at certain things. So a conjurer and a diviner don't come from the same roots. A diviner might be a son or daughter of a librarian, while a conjurer is something more a smith or something like that. It just depends on what you're around. That kind of melds with your bond to have your style of magic. Okay, that. Urani, what have you been up to in terms of?
Take a guess.
Downtime. I can never guess. The cave is so filled with possibility.
Okay, so I know the fun fact. The character sheet I'm using, the books didn't save. I remember one of the names.
Okay.
And it was Families of the East, I believe.
Yes, Families of the East.
The other book was another family book.
Yes.
I think.
Families of the east one is the one that's more important to you, because that is more of a dossier on different families and kind of a basic like overview of, okay, these are where the families are, and these are kind of their lands. And is there anyone you're particularly focusing on, or you're just kind of
Wrath Tree.
Okay.
I've been looking at that, and I've also seen what I can find out about it from Pithy.
Okay. So looking at the Wrath Tree excerpt in the book, it's pretty short. It says that they are operating between where you now know as home and the wound. So they're more southern. They're a more southerly family, and they kind of set down their roots there. It doesn't say much of what they do, but it says to be very, very careful around these people, because these are the kind of people that are very touchy in terms of trespassers and other kinds of misdemeanors. They're not very tolerant people in terms of how things. I'm sorry, I can't find the words. In terms of how things shake out, you don't want to cross them, is what I mean to say.
I got you.
And Pithy has told you relatively little. Pithy has been sleeping for most of the day, so he will wake up for about 4 or 5 hours a day. At first, when you were brought to the cave, he pretty much collapsed, and he slept like all day. And over the past few days, he's been getting up for about an hour, half hour more every day. So now he's. It just seems like he's very drained. He's very pale, very drawn in. But what you have heard from him is that he saw their estate once. Is on the kind of on the cliffs between the borders of home and the wound, very southerly from here. And he says the estate was dilapidated, and he got a very ominous kind of feeling from it when he was walking past it. He tried to skirt around it because it was just, there was something there. There was some kind of, I guess you could say, vibe that was coming off of the place that's more, you don't want to go there. It's just a general bad vibe coming off the estate.
Okay.
And of course, last and certainly not least, is our recovering war hero, Cato. What have you been doing during this break in the action?
Well, I'm gonna ask Pithy where we are, first of all.
I'm not entirely sure. We can't be too far from where we were, but I'm just not. I'm not sure yet. And he kind of half-heartedly takes out a map and tries to trace his finger on it to find the location, but he hasn't been able to. He seems very, very muddled right now in terms of mental cognition and ability.
It's alright. Pithy, I'll figure out where we are, and I'll fold up the map and take it with me.
Yep.
And so we talked about something that I was gonna do during downtime. Is that can I try again, or is that representative of my best try at it throughout the whole downtime?
That was your best try at it through the whole downtime. So
cool.
you do have that. You do have that in your inventory. And from what the rest of you guys know, Cato has been sleeping, I assume, pretty heavily as well, kind of trying to bandage his wounds up, but he has been working on something, kind of while your backs are turned to him. He has been working on something. And his lovely best friend, the decapitated mind flayer head, has
Why do you still have that?
It's missing a tentacle now.
Oh.
Why Why do you still have the head? Why do you need it? There's no reason to keep the head.
Please, can we like burn the head?
Can we get rid of it?
Or what?
Just take the head.
Really, it would be really cathartic for me if we could burn
just
the head.
throw it off. No more head.
Find out where we are.
All right.
But we don't need the head to do that. We don't need the head.
Okay. Has anyone been poking around the cave in terms of since you arrived?
Oh yeah.
All right,
I'll poke around the cave.
Yeah, it's been about 2 days since you teleported from the Grand Library and into this little cave. So near the bottom of the cave, it's there's no ruin or any signs that anyone else has camped here. But near the bottom of the cave, there's this wall, this hastily bricked wall that is the rest of the cave is made of this blue kind of shale like stone, and the bottom of this is like a quartz wall that's been put together as quickly as possible. So the bricks are kind of astray and poking out, but it's been just bricked over as quickly as they could do it, and it's just sitting there completely at odds with the rest of the cave.
Is it easy to break?
So we're gonna knock this down, yeah.
Oh, yes, 100%.
Okay. And Maya, have you been keeping an eye on Pithy?
Yes.
All right. You for the few hours that Pithy has been up, you've seen he has taken off his cloak and his robe, and you see his body is covered in scars, and not like natural scars. Not an oops, I scraped my leg against a rock and now there's a scar there. These are very deliberate scars, and you can see that they are everywhere, even on the back of like his neck. Anywhere where the clothing has been obscured, there are scars on it. And you've seen him kind of with a little penknife writing in his palm, carving glyphs in his palms.
Strange.
And some of the scars are very, very old. You can see they're starting to fade, and some of them near the tips, near his forearms and his elbows are very new or newer.
Can you tell what language the writing is in?
Are they writing or scars?
Let's see. I need to actually break out my dice. I'm not. That's where I'm at right now. Okay. So
you get to roll your dice.
So Pithy notices you. He feels your gaze on his back, and he turns around, and you can see it's also all over, like all up and down his bare chest, down his he's not naked. He's not nude. He's wearing his undergarments and like a pair of shorts. But you can see, even poking out beneath his shorts, it's all down his leg, like going all the way to his feet.
Damn.
You're probably wondering about all of this.
Well, I'd say I'm not, certainly.
You're curious, I'll give you that. It's a record of my journeys.
Oh.
Yes, everything that has happened since I took this name is inscribed on my flesh. Yeah, yes, it's quite easy compared to trying to find a book, and if you lose your body, it's not like anyone else is going to be able to tell the story anyway.
What's that?
He smiles and kind of goes back down to where his little his bedroll is kind of spread out, and puts his clothes back on.
His nappy room.
Yeah. I assume you guys have been eating. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, so I need you to remove.
Not been eating.
How many meals a day? You just like 1, 2?
Enough.
Okay, so yeah, about one. 1 meal a day. So yeah, you can remove 2 days of rations from your supplies. And since you've been resting, I suppose we can go back up to full.
Joke's on you,
Can we try
Johnny.
to scrounge for anything?
Yes, you can try.
Is there any kind of...
Okay. Yeah, you
would
can...
that be survival?
Yes, that would be survival check.
Okay.
On you, I haven't been eating at all.
16.
Wow.
16.
You've found nothing. There's nothing in this cave. It is completely natural. In terms of, you found a couple of scraps of pottery from an old, very, very old pottery. Like as soon as you pick it up off the ground, you pretty much crack it. That's how brittle it is.
Yeah.
So you found an old jar. That's got faded enamel on it, but you have an old jar. That's what you found in terms of scrounging in here.
Definitely eat all my rations.
No, there's no plants in the cave.
Okay, well, I got nothing.
Like looking outside, you're clearly still in the wound because it's just coarse dirt.
And the city's like nowhere to be seen.
Oh well, funny enough. So you're looking outside and you can see the plume of smoke, off in the distance, probably 10 or 20 miles away. You can still see a plume of smoke rising in the sky. And right as you're standing at the mouth of the cave, you see a figure appear in your periphery. They are covered in a maroon cloak with black trim, and Pithy starts to make his way up from behind you, and you guys see him making his way toward the mouth of the cave.
I said I was gonna figure out where we are.
Yes.
So do I get to do that, or?
No, certainly not. Yes, you can.
Wait, so the person with the red cloak and the black trim thing is just like standing there and like watching us?
Yeah, they haven't said anything. They
How
just
far
kind of
away are
arrived. They're not far at all. They're about 5 or 10 feet behind you. The whole mouth of the cave is about 20 feet long, so I mean, if you're standing inside of it, you could clearly see anyone nearby.
So this guy just like randomly showed up?
Oh yeah, this person just from what you can tell, you didn't see them approach. You only saw them when they arrived.
Excuse me. Who the hell are you?
They make no notice of you. They don't move. You don't see their hood move. You don't see anything. And Pithy kind of comes up and they talk and they speak in hushed tones for a moment.
Is it like an actual person? Like?
Oh yeah, Pithy's talking to them.
Yeah, I mean, like, do they have a face? I know that's a weird thing to ask, but I feel
No, it's not a weird thing to ask.
Do they have a face?
The hood is a lot like the style of Pithy's, so it's very, very long hood, and it just kind of like ends in a flat, like an arc. So it's obscuring pretty much their entire face, if they have a face.
Oh god, this is suspicious. This is very suspicious. I'm gonna go and convey to anyone who in the cave, like, hey, someone else is here. This is someone.
Yeah, you guys can see her at the top of the cave. You could just see this figure illuminated by the daylight streaming into the cave.
That's a little fucking suspicious.
And after you go down, Pithy turns around and comes down toward the cave, but the figure is still standing at the mouth.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna ask Pithy. Who is that?
Well, allow me to introduce you. This is Scree. She's one of my sisters. And the red-robed figure takes her hood back, and you can see there's a mane of raven black hair and blue eyes that kind of poke out from this hair. It's just the hair is like down to her shoulders, and kind of beyond a little bit. And
Amy and I had this same.
yeah, and it is her face is covered in scarred symbols, Maya, much like the ones that you saw on Pithy.
Is she like your actual sister, or like a group sister thing, or?
Yeah, is it like a cult thing or like a genetic thing?
I mean, we're fine with cults.
Excuse me, Pithy. I didn't want to talk to your little friends. I'd rather just talk to you.
Little.
Not that you.
Please pardon her. She doesn't have nearly as much patience. And the two of them make their way toward the bottom of the cave, and they kind of begin talking again.
Didn't answer if it was a cult or not.
They start talking again, and
It could be both.
and they're just standing at the bottom of the cave near the quartz wall, just talking quietly. She has not given anything in terms of a greeting to you as of right now.
It's a little.
Kato needs to go find out where we are.
Okay.
So Kato's gonna
Yeah.
out the mouth of the cave.
I've been neglecting that for a little while, haven't I?
perhaps climb up a tree.
She's
Oh, funny. Funny. There are no trees. Well, there are a couple of trees. They're all like petrified dead trees.
Could they support Kato's weight?
I don't know. That's up to Kato to figure out.
I don't know if a live tree could support Kato's weight.
Kato, do you want to make a survival check to figure out where you are?
Yes.
And you have the map. It is out of date, but you can get advantage on it because you have a map. You're not a map.
It's
Sorry.
22.
Okay.
It's a 22.
Kind of, you're orienting yourself based on the very large plume of smoke in front of you, and kind of a little bit of your knowledge, having traveled the wound for a while, and you're in an area that kind of borders on three other geographic changes. You're close to the plains of glass. You are, I don't know if you can quickly reference the map.
Pulling it up right now.
Yeah, so you're near you're farther southeast. So you're near the plains of glass and a little distance away from the border of home. So you could probably get there in a couple days, but you're near the southernmost part of your little region there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I see what you're talking about.
Okay, so as in, is this like a flatlands?
Yeah. Most of what the wound was kind of the sweeping prairie with creeks and things. It's kind of the basin of water, so other water sources would run into it. So it's more of a flat environment with big, now dirt hills that kind of just jogs.
What kind of animals live around here?
What used to live around here would be foxes, deer, elk, small predators, anything that would be at home in a grassland environment. So some kind of lion and things like that, things in that vein. But now, from what you know, it's mostly rust monsters. Rust monsters, bullets. There are the strange four-winged birds that you have been seeing before you went to Zeg. Those are kind of flying around, but it's mostly scavengers now.
Okay.
Because there's very little natural plant life.
I go to a rock. I just like a nice, I imagine it's not too hard to find a rock,
No,
right?
no, not at all.
I just go sit on the rock, look at the sunset, sunrise, and I just take out I just take
Sorry.
out the I take the Mind Flayer head off my belt, and I just angrily tear it to shreds.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you want to save the tentacles? Because I know that might help you in some of your escapades later on, saving some of the parts.
Yep, I know.
Okay. We'll let you grapple with that, and we will go back to Airden and Maya and the rest. So yeah.
Good job. No more head.
Kato is one outside.
More head.
And you just hear angry. You just hear angry. I don't know, Kato, if you're making any noise, if you're just kind of doing it in a very detached way.
Flesh squishing noises.
No, it's angry.
Okay, so you're definitely hearing some angry grunting outside.
Do we hear the sound of a head being ripped apart?
I don't know
slimy
how.
Slimy head.
Yeah, make a perception check for me, and we'll see if you hear that.
Oh wow, great roll. That's a 9.
I got
And then-
18.
Okay.
11.
So you don't hear the sound of or you do kind of hear the muffled sounds of a fleshy head being torn apart, but you also pick up little drifts of the conversation, coming from the bottom of the cave. The woman is talking. Scree is talking pretty passionately, and she seems like she has this tone of urgency. And you hear out the words. You make out the words call the family, and followed by another snatch of that's part of the Ultima is another thing that you hear from them.
Do I know what the Ultima is? Can I roll to see what the Ultima?
Yeah, you can.
Would that be
History?
History?
Yeah. Or insight.
That- Not insight?
Or insight. It depends on it depends on how you want to glean what it is. If you want to try to
Insight.
Yeah.
Because it's better.
Okay. So you're gonna try to figure out what it is based on the context of what they're saying.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, roll insight for me.
Great. Can I roll one history and one insight to see if I know what it is in general and also from the conversation, or do I have to pick?
Yeah, you can do both.
For the insight, I got 13. I had to do math for a second.
Okay.
And for the history, I got 11.
11. All right. History. You have no idea what this is. This could be anything. It could be a sword. It could be a piece of armor. It could be a ship. It could be it could be a construct. It could be the Dwarven Vault. It could be anything.
Nope.
But basing on the context of the conversation, it seems like it has great value to Scree, and also Pithy seems to be speaking in a way that would imply that he values it as much.
And they said gather the Ultima?
They said they wanted to call the rest of the family, gather the family, and part of the Ultima was all you heard. So it's like you're getting fragments of it.
Okay.
Do I know anything about?
Sure. You guys can make a check. To see.
With my
Your more historical value.
My
Yeah.
+6 to
I got
history.
+2. That's something.
That's something.
That's something.
It's just not
I don't got
a
minus
+6.
or anything.
Okay.
Actually, I have +0. I've just been alive for a while.
Okay, so it's plus. So I got a 16 on that. You've never seen a reference to this. You've never seen a reference to this before. You've never, in all the books that you've read, Maya, you've never seen a reference to some kind of Ultima, in terms of anything. No Elven history, no Orcish history, no Dwarvish recounts, though those are very rare. No human books, nothing. You've never heard of this thing before, and Airden, you think you've heard it maybe once, while you were living in the Elven cities. You might have heard it once. Like a rambling passerby was talking about it, and just some random homeless elf was talking about the Ultima, and everyone was kind of just the ramblings
so
of like
it's
some homeless person, some kind of thing of great value, but they never really get into detail about why it is worth so much.
It's some like conspiracy theory shit.
Yeah, well, not directly, but it's like you don't you wouldn't hear about it normally. It's not something that's like people are talking about a lot.
It's not Mothman.
Way to play into the theme. No, it is not Mothman.
We have a brand.
Yeah, we have a brand. We got to keep up the brand. No, it is not Mothman. And you see, shortly after, Scree turns around, and just as soon as she arrived, the lady in red starts to make her way out of the cave. And as she passes you by, she turns and nods her head, her hair kind of swaying with it.
Give her a nod back.
Thank you for helping my
Yes,
brother.
sir.
Kindness is such a rarity these days.
I have to agree. Your brother helped us as well.
Well, consider us even. And she kind of takes her hand and puts it over, puts the hood over her face. And
I'm gonna say goodbye and while she's leaving.
She sticks up her hand in a traditional, non-verbal Elvish, like exit gesture.
You guys know Elvish.
And after Scree leaves, Pithy starts to pack. All of his stuff, like he wearily starts to pack, and then slowly he starts to speed up and disassemble what little camp there was. And while he's placing the books in his pack, he stops for a moment and turns around. So what's next for you after our little escapade?
Well,
I need to keep looking for my family.
Your family, yes. It's a good thing to search for. Family can be so hard to find these days.
I'm in the same boat.
Well, Erden, perhaps I can help you. And Pithy goes into his bag and pulls out a hood. It is not like his hood. It is a clearly it's a more ragged kind of thing. It's built to be sitting out in the light, and it is a green and white hood that you recognize as from a friendly drifter clan. Don't worry, I didn't steal it from anyone. It was a trade. And Urani, he also starts digging around in one of his pockets, and he unsheathes a small curved blade, and it's scabbard, and kind of proffers it to you in both of his hands.
Okay, I take it.
All right, you pick it up, and you feel the echoed screams and thoughts of anguish from mind flayers.
Like this thing killed them?
Yes, this thing has seen some mind flare.
Fuck yeah.
Shit, y'all.
Well,
Where did Kato go? I thought I saw him, but maybe he got so antsy he just
he
picked
was
up and left.
running angrily outside.
Okay, well.
Doesn't seem like the kind of person to like poke when he's angry.
No, but sometimes a bear needs poking.
Also, I do have a question.
Yes, what can I help you with?
When you said that she was your sister, was that a biological thing, or was that like a group thing that you're in and you call each other brothers and sisters sort of thing? No reason in particular?
Well, she is, it's a complicated relationship. Let's just say that. I can't get into all of it, but if you're ever moving west, I suppose you could try to find us again. We will be hopefully massing all of us out there, and well, you'd have a place among us if you needed anything.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you for helping save my life and some of the great library of Zeg.
Thank you for helping save ours.
Kata, where are you still outside, or have you re-entered the?
I just, uh, I've been sort of at the mouth of the cave to be able to hear the conversation, but not entirely in it.
Okay.
And I say, I'm not angry.
Are you not mad? Are you just disappointed?
My next step is to kill Colleen. He needs to die.
Well, if it helps you at all, there have been, when I was passing through towards Zeg, there seemed to be more friends, revisionists, as he called them, down south. So, if you're looking for him, he might be heading that way. And he comes up to the mouth of the cave, and from around his neck, you see there's a necklace with all sorts of kind of trinkets on it. And one of them is a small shard of dark, smoky red glass. And you recognize it as a blood shard, which is kind of something that Crimson Order members would store their memories and experiences in. And there was a whole library of them in the bottom of the Grand Cathedral. Though now you're not sure if many of them exist. This might serve you
Hey, well,
a little better than
yeah.
myself.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So he just holds it out in the palm of his hand to you.
I bequeath upon you this amulet. Oh, thank you. No biggie, man. It's totally cool. No biggie.
Nah, bruh.
These artifacts
Nah, bro.
gone missing
Okay.
for hundreds of years.
Myre, we are more alike than you know. I assume. Well, you probably know a lot. So, if you ever have need of anything, or if you're ever looking for things that are unseen, you might need this. And he produces a necklace with a small stone slab on it. And you can see that it is kind of a clay-like texture. And in the clay is carved the symbol that Pithy has on his cloak. On the back of his hood, you see it's the same symbol, which is kind of this semicircle that has been emblazoned with a triangle in it.
Thank you.
You are very, very welcome, my friend. And after leaving you all with something, Pithy retrieves his belongings and turns around to face you from the top of the cave. And you can see the lines in his face are kind of illuminated by the evening light. Safe travels out there. I know that we're going to see each other again. And with that, he turns and raises his blue hood over his face and stalks out of the cave into the outside.
I love him so much. I pack a mine too.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss.
I have a question for you, because I know that you might forget. What about the wall at the bottom of the
Oh
cave?
yeah.
Yeah, are you going to
Yeah,
go?
Yeah, let's go break that shit down.
All right, sweet.
I will first.
Would Thunderwave break it?
Yeah, I might.
Don't you? Aren't you the big fan of knowledge? Don't you want to see what's behind the wall?
Yes, but I'd also be worried about this wall was evidently built in a hurry. Must be to keep something away.
How old does the wall look?
Okay.
Make a history check on the wall for me. Yeah, I know, it's a strange thing.
Everyone gets
Wow, great roll. This dice is hates me. That's a 10.
Okay. That's a 10. It seems like this wall is... It's not new. This wall has been here for a little bit.
Well, the wall's been here for some time, meaning if it's really keeping something in, then that means it's probably dead.
Well,
I cast Thunder Wave.
Sweet. Okay.
Let's break this wall, baby.
Everyone gets 60 feet away from me.
I back up. I immediately back up.
I will.
Oh no, not you. Just have to get 50 feet away.
Yeah,
from
you just
me.
have to back.
I
You
was
just have to
reading the
back up the cave.
Draw an error.
I'm gonna
That's
turn
the
it-
Amy's text in the group
Yes,
chat.
I did.
I haven't.
Johnny, did you see it?
No.
Okay, it just says that we might have to end early because our dad is sleeping in the background. He's trying to sleep in the background. Also, we have 4 viewers, which I think is all of with I think it's us.
Yeah, I think it's a quiet one tonight.
Yeah,
It's a
I mean,
quiet one tonight.
it is also Father's Day.
Curse you and your.
We gotta
Father's
keep on
Day.
trucking.
Ah,
Keep
no,
on
we're
trucking.
good.
We do this
I
thing
mean,
for
we're
ourselves.
just doing it
again-
for ourselves.
Yeah, this is the reason we backlog episodes.
Yeah, I think Brian's hanging out. So, okay, so let's get the wall broken down.
Let's break this wall.
Let's see how this wall. Let's see what's behind the wall.
Okay. The wall has to make a Constitution saving throw.
It's a wall. Let's.
Does it-
I don't
does it
think
pass?
it doesn't
Wall,
have to
it's
make a
wall,
Constitution
it's a
saving throw. It
Does it pass, Johnny?
it doesn't need to make one. It's not an animate object.
What is
Well,
the
then it's
wall's bonus?
What
to
is the wall's
Constitution?
Constitution bonus? It's immune to
Yeah.
Constitution checks. That's the wall's bonus.
Oh no.
So it doesn't need to make a Constitution check because it's a wall.
Oh.
Sorry, it's a wall. If Thunder Wave does a kind of like blast, like it does a kinetic push, then we can talk about it. But in terms of just
It-
make it. Yeah, go ahead.
It automatically unsecured objects that are completely within the area of effect are automatically pushed.
Okay, yeah. So that would do the job if the wall is unsecured, which it is. And you guys are standing at the bottom of the cave, and you see the quartz bricks blown open in an arc, revealing a stone brick passageway. And there, well, not a stone brick,
I'm on.
not a
I'm
stone,
going
not a
right
stone
behind them.
brick passageway, but more so a stone brick chamber. And you can see that there's a couple of tables in the chamber, and tables and chairs, and there are some old tools in there as well that have been rusted and rotten away. But whatever you have stumbled into, it's clearly a thing that was here before, some kind of catacomb or ruin or something like that.
There
So
are like
there bones?
bones in
There
We got
are
bones?
Bones.
there. Bone check.
yeah, make a bone check. Sure. This is very in line with what I've come to expect from you people.
So what
Which
is that?
skill do I add to a
What do we add to a bone check?
Bone check. Let's make a con. No, it's just a perception check for bones specifically. You're not checking your bones,
That's a
are
16.
you?
I got a nat 20.
All right.
Tell me about the bones.
There's a distinct lack of bone in this chamber.
How dare it? If it's a catacomb, then where are the bones?
What about the nature of bones?
I
Horrible
Yes.
catacomb
I
is
cast
0 out of 10 on
magic.
Yelp.
You cast detect magic.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm gonna do
see.
it as a ritual so I don't get a spell slot.
There's tools and Perhaps this is some sort of workshop.
Wait, probably not. There's no.
Yeah, okay, so you cast Detect Magic, and there is a latent magical energy nearby. It seems to be coming from, there's a passageway on your left, and it seems to be coming from deeper within whatever this is.
I'm in the passageway. I'm already going.
Okay, sweet.
Right behind them.
All right, I'm gonna need a couple minutes. If you guys want to do some goofing with Brian, or possibly try to drag some more viewers into this.
You weren't expecting us to hit the wall?
Did
Oh
you
no, I
reunite?
was, and I just need a minute or two, to pull up some references. So I'm gonna mute Miss and myself, and I'll let you guys goof with the chat and try to lure more people to watch the stream. I'll be right back.
So yeah. Hi.
Wait, I can open the stream so I can see the chat.
Okay.
Why is it that when the two of you see a passage, you just go right in?
Yeah.
Pursuit enough, bitch.
You guys have fun. I'm passing. Or I'm packing.
Knowledge.
I'm passing on this passageway and I'm packing.
See, also, what you also have to keep in mind is that we also have the exact same reaction when we see a cute girl.
Should we take this as our break time?
I guess so.
Yeah, this is our break time.
I want to know what's in the pathway. Yes. I wish Johnny would hurry up.
I want all of you to know that as soon as the figure was described and I saw Amy's reaction,
Johnny said she, and I was like,
I said a text. One word.
He was describing how cute she was, and we're just like, I was like, okay.
Y'all are fucking gay.
You didn't know. You know this.
Oh, I do know this. It doesn't make it any less true.
A dream. Fun fact, a dream in a D&D game of mine is to have a relationship. It has never happened. It has come close. Listen, it has been planned, but it has never happened. You're right. Okay, I got Jack Screebles, but that was the finale of the campaign. That happened in the last 3 sessions.
It happened in the last 1 session.
Oh yeah, it did. Oh no, there was some stuff of Johnny and I did it before the last session with Jack Screebles and Xenia, and that was it. That was it. That was the only relationship I've ever had in a campaign. Once Johnny's character and my character almost became a thing because he was like a child soldier from a crusade, and mine was an archivist. And both had no idea how to talk to people for very different reasons, and it was amazing. Then Lily and I almost... I'm sorry.
D&D relationships are overrated, Michael. We'll just kill them.
Yes, I almost had a relationship with Lily, though, and that's probably the best D&D relationship that ever... It didn't happen. Because it was 6-foot-tall gunslinging mercenary who was done with everyone, and a short forest witch. It was amazing. He's back. They're both back. Yeah. When Michael can hear, yes. Michael, I am still sad me and Ruby never became a thing officially. It breaks my heart.
Oh, bye, Brian.
Sad.
Bye, Brian.
Great.
Oh,
bye, Brian.
I was him saying good night. I thought he was saying he likes goose.
Goose night.
Goose night.
It's goose night. Hey guys, it's goose night.
Goose night.
Goose night.
Great. We're having a bomb stream with no one watching.
Yeah.
Hey, it's okay. In a way, this is more fun. Because we could do anything.
I guess, because we could just do anything, and then when no one comes to watch next session. Okay, I'm
Fine.
just gonna make a quick post or two and then see if anyone wants to come. But
Is it too late for me to pee?
No.
no, it's not too late for you to pee.
Go pee.
Go ahead.
No, I don't think we should. I don't want to chill. I think if people don't want to come watch, that's all good.
That's up to them. They
We're
can
having
vibe.
fun. We're having fun.
I kind of like playing D&D for the void.
Yeah, makes me feel small.
We don't want to seem desperate. We don't want to seem desperate, Johnny.
Oh no, I don't care about we. I care about
Also, those Central Time people who
who were
I
told
figure-
the wrong thing.
So-
I figure
Okay.
people
He's an
might join
idiot.
later.
Oh,
Like right now, I
boy.
figure people are
Yeah.
spending time with their families, and
Yeah,
then they might
that's
join
fine.
later.
That's good because I was
Also,
gonna. I need to
if you-
take a few minutes on the fucking
More?
catacomb. You don't. Why did I expect that this wasn't gonna happen?
Of course,
why
it
did you
happens,
thought-
Johnny. You
Johnny, is
present
why
the
did
cave.
you-
We must have
Why
done.
did?
Why did I put a wall
Yeah,
at the
nobody
bottom?
was gonna go near.
Oh no, there was a
Nobody was gonna go near that wall.
no.
Nobody was gonna go near that wall until you mentioned it.
Okay, well, there's a reason, and I know what's behind the wall, but I just need to add a little bit of
Okay,
of
I'll be right
beef onto the
A
little bit of
little
meat
bit
on
of dressing.
a little bit of meat on its bones in terms of what's behind the wall, because
And it's already-
you know I it's not like I put the wall there and just didn't know what was behind it. I know what's behind it. I just need to. Yeah, I just need to step it up.
Gail, could you take off your headphones for a second so I can talk to Johnny?
Okay.
Just for a second. Thank you. I'll
transition
wait.
stream over quick. Yeah, did you sorry about that. Did you show off what you made?
Oh,
That's the
definitely.
question. Did you tell
I would not
people
do
what
that.
you made?
No.
I did not do that.
Okay, you didn't
I
do
would
that.
not do
You
that.
did not do that.
I'm also not gonna drink it either.
You're also not gonna
Because
try
that's a
it
bad
because it's
idea.
just not a good idea. Okay.
Um,
Radical.
Is it liquor?
It's
Yeah.
liquid, yes. That's what it is.
Liquor.
It's liquor.
Good
You
question.
got me.
Is
It's
there-
liquor.
is the thing that Pithy gave me a magic item?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
I just got him.
You got a
Oh,
nice,
I
you got a
meant to
nice
ask.
knife.
I got a nice knife. Does it work it like a dagger?
Yeah, it's 1d4.
Okay. And
Yeah,
it's like,
1d4
does it
versus
have like
power.
carvings in it?
No, not particularly. It's a
Not
curved
yet.
kind of dual layer knife that they've made. All right, I think I'm ready for you guys to venture beyond the wall here. If we're all ready to do this, are we all holding hands?
Also, I'm gonna
Okay,
say this
here's
now.
here's the
These
clap.
things
Here's the clap, so I
are
know where to
the
edit. Oh wait, I'm using the. I won't know because I'm using the noise suppression.
Oh, I just did it.
Well, you'll see it.
Oh,
You'll
cool,
see
good.
me do it.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Well, you guys ruined it. Thanks, Erica.
Well,
All right, so We are standing at the base of the wall that has been cut out and opened up from beyond the. So you're standing at the base of the wall, and you can see beyond into this kind of workshop esque area.
I'm packing. I'm still packing.
You're still packing. Oh, you're still packing. Okay. So you just hear a thunder wave go off from the bottom of the cave, and the wall that was once down there has been completely blown apart.
Yay.
Do you know that you're muted, Amy?
Amy, you are muted.
Amy, that you're muted.
I'm back.
There you go.
Welcome back.
Welcome
Thank
back
you.
to the world of the
competent.
living. Okay, yeah, so the wall's been completely blown apart, and you guys are standing at the base of it, looking into the chamber beyond it. Or in Eridan's case, you've already walked in.
I'm in the tunnel, beyond the chamber.
Okay.
I am also in the tunnel. I'm right behind them.
Okay. So...
Someone should maybe investigate her, but I want to know what's in the tunnel.
Alright.
I also do.
Walking down the tunnel, it is about 8 feet high. There are no torches or anything, so you can only see so far until your light just kind of gives out from the cave. So you're pretty much walking into darkness. And
yeah, I got no light spells. I can't do anything.
Well, hearing this stuff, I guess I'm gonna finish packing and go down to the
just
attic.
standing in there. All right.
Get my little
Finish
backpack.
packing?
You need someone.
Get my little
You're
backpack.
on
Where they're going.
Yeah, you're just
Yeah.
kind of wandering.
I
You're
have
just
some
okay.
I have some
Hopefully
practice
I can
soon.
see where I'm
Dark, you
going.
want to hold my hand?
I am going to go in, grab both of them, and make sure they do not leave my sight.
Haul them out. Okay, so you're walking in you're walking in a chain?
Not,
Yes.
not allowed. I mean, I'll hold Urani's hand.
I'll come back.
I'm
You'll,
good at navigating in the dark.
we know what the next art piece needs to be.
Why are you good at navigating? Do you have dark
We
vision?
need a little chain.
Do you have dark vision? Just confused as to. All right, so you're just navigating. All right, make a percent. What's
Yeah,
your?
I've got dark vision, which is
Okay.
why I'm not letting either of them out.
Oh,
of my
so you
sight.
can actually see. All right.
I don't
Can't.
know if
I'm
they
just-
do.
All right.
I
About
don't
20.
know how black
I'm
they are.
a full minute behind.
About
I'm just
20 feet in front of the. About 20 feet in front of the rest of the chain, the people chain, is where you are. Okay. Yeah, I'm just asking if you have dark vision, you goon. So you can see there's a fork in the hallway about 10 feet in front of where Eridan is, and it goes left and right. And of course it's just this, you can see where the sconces are for the torches, or where the sconces were for the torches. And
Are the torches burnt out, or
there are
they
no
gone?
torches in the sconces.
Good. Fun.
There seems to be some kind of stone in them. So it's just a normal sconce where a torch would be, and there's just a stone on it.
Is there any like magic around them? 'Cause I still have detect magic.
No, there's no magic around them.
Okay.
Also, I hope you need to know that after this, I'm gonna need your character heights. Don't ask why.
Okay. And
okay.
So I guess I'm leading this people chain.
all right.
down.
Oh wait,
And-
no, I thought Eridan was in the front.
Yeah.
I was in the middle. You were
Yeah, you're in the back.
and Kato was
And
behind.
Kato's all the way in the back. And Eridan, as you're walking, you hear a clicking. Like, very far distance away. It's just this very echoey kind of clicking noise.
It's gonna be that like the thing you see in like every movie with a dark hallway, where like the lights just go on in stages from the back.
I draw my sword and activate my
Alright, so
Crimson Right.
Alright, so you quickly draw your sword across your palm, and the electricity begins to spread along it as the blood binds to the blade, and it gives you a little bit of light.
Makes a big
Yeah,
it makes a laser sound.
Yes, Kato knows a blue lightsaber. Yeah, it all comes back to Star Wars.
I lose 4 hit points.
Oh wow, you ate that
Jack
one, didn't
Grable
you?
earlier.
Why were we doing that? Yeah, it all comes back to Star Wars, I guess, in the end. Okay, so you are. This is okay. This is an exciting side story. So you are. Which way are you going, Maya? Which way are you going? Are you going? You're gonna take the left hallway, or are you gonna take the right hallway? Or are you gonna turn around and go back?
I'm following the rest of the chain to make sure.
Sheridan is leading.
Oh, Eridan's leading. Eridan.
I'm gonna go. Can I tell, is the magic in both directions? Because I'm trying to follow the magic that I sensed further down the tunnel.
Yeah, there's a little bit of magic on the left side, but it's still like a far. It's like you're getting little tiny tastes of it.
We're asking Johnny about magic, guys. He's tired.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Keep going. I'm good. I'm good. We can keep at it. All right, so you're gonna go left.
You know what we should do? We should split up the party.
No. I'm gonna go get some coffee. That's what's gonna
happen.
Gonna be on my A game.
Hey, splitting the party is not inherently bad.
No, it's just twice the
I'm gonna
risk.
go left.
All right.
When you're in a dark tunnel, dark, creepy tunnel.
Sweet. So do you have dark vision, Eridan? I don't think you do.
Am I the only person that can see?
Yeah, Eridan's being very evasive about whether or not they have dark vision. Okay, so you guys can see. So for those of us who can
we
see,
all know that
guys,
we can say that Eridan has dark vision. We can say that Eridan has dark vision.
Okay, because I don't
Thank
know.
you.
Because I don't know.
Eridan, thank you for coming out of the closet. You're so brave.
You're on.
I wish I could be more like you.
Yorani just says,
Are you saying your
wait a
own
minute,
name
you
in
guys
the
can actually see in this?
Yes, we can.
How can you see? It's dark.
No?
Okay. I mean, I can't see either. I'm just winging it.
Alright, so for those of us who can see.
Echolocation.
Sweet.
Fuck,
So
you're
for the two of us who could see, you guys have entered a chamber. You've kind of come out of a hallway and you've entered in a flat chamber, and it seems like it was once a large smithy. There are very large furnaces lining the walls. There's a hopper where a whole ton of fuel has been dumped in, and there is just there's like the little pools where they melt the metal in. It's all there, and there's some kind of rail running through a gap in the ceiling, like a square in the ceiling, and there's a rail, and there are buckets on that rail, and the rail runs in this room, and it does a quick U-turn, and it comes back out the other side.
Are the buckets still
running
on the rail?
A couple of the buckets have fallen. No, the rail's not moving.
It's not still moving. Okay.
How far up is the rail, Johnny?
The rail is about 40 feet up.
Not jumping feet. Not jumping distance.
Not jumping distance.
You know, it's pretty
I
dark.
have a great
10-foot pole vaulting distance.
Not 10-foot pole vaulting distance either.
Guys, I have great news about a spell called Jump.
I've
never heard of it.
What is leap? How far does that make us jump?
It triples your jump distance.
Oh.
No, I can't jump 15 feet in the air.
Well,
guess you're out of luck.
That's not a problem.
I
did my best.
Platforms or something?
Ah, Shen Jensen's here. Sorry, I'm bad. I'm terrible. Hi, Shen.
Hi, Shen. It's dark.
Yeah.
It's dark. Wow, you actually changed the lighting, so it's actually dark. I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Haha.
Wow.
I wanted to be fancy.
That's cool.
Yeah, Urani's just like, it's pretty dark.
Yeah, you're just fumbling around in the darkness.
I'm just like,
all right, so
with one hand, because we are holding hands.
Yeah, you're all in
I'm
line.
like, is that? Do you got? So what? Where are we? Does anyone know where we are?
You can light a torch.
I don't have fire.
Do I have fire? Give me a second. I might have fire.
Who's there that doesn't have fire?
I don't have fire.
Maya, don't you have a tinder box?
I've got a tinder box, but if we don't have anything to light, it's kind of useless.
Yeah, I don't have anything to light.
I suppose you could look around for something that's made out of wood.
A Dungeoneer's pack has torches.
Ta-da!
I've got a torch.
Wait, I have a good idea. What? So your, I turned to Kate. Your sword is lightning, right?
I light
If we
a torch.
poke it with a torch, it should catch on fire.
Okay.
I give your
Magic lightning. It's the lightning that's in my blood.
That sounds a little concerning and not very safe.
It's just
Fine, lightning isn't everybody's blood.
Now that I have a torch, I can turn the light back on.
Okay. So
You don't worry about it.
So there's the glint of firelight off of metal. There's a lot of metal in this room, Urani. So it's all kind of like casting on the light, and you can kind of see there's a couple of workbenches and mostly tools that have been knocked aside, and a couple of the buckets have fallen off of. There's a rail running through the ceiling about 40 feet overhead of you.
Yeah.
And as the U-turn comes back out, and there are very large furnaces in this chamber that you have stumbled into.
I'd like to go and check out the tools.
Sure.
Can I roll history to see if this is like any specific culture?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, because it sounds like dwarven to me.
It does sound dwarven.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I will also roll history.
I'm like, this got dwarf vibes. Wow, great roll.
I got an 18.
5.
Sweet. So from what you're looking at and what you know of dwarf culture, which isn't much, this doesn't seem like it's it. Dwarf culture is much more natural in terms of their construction. So they prefer to carve their mechanisms into things, and they're much more organic about how they construct their forges, and they're not as industrial as this chamber seems to be. They're more
I got
artisanal.
an 18.
Oh, that's what I was telling you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if that was for me or Erica.
No, I'm sorry. That is for you, Airden.
Dwarves build stuff. This seems accurate.
All right, so Kato, do you want to make a perception check to see if you could find what on the tools are you looking for?
The ones that were knocked off. I want to see what kind of tools they are.
Okay, let's take a look at what we're looking at here. So
I gotta roll perception first.
Yes, please.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. 19.
19. Okay. So looking around, you find there are tongs. There's a lot of metalworking tools in here. There are tongs. There are pokers. There are a couple of old, very oversized hammers. Some of the tongs are completely rusted away, and other of the tools have been made in kind of this bronze iron alloy, and they're just tools. There's no stylistic flair. There's no handles on them. They're just tools. Whoever made these clearly didn't make the tools to be anything but tools. They're just bargain basic. Like the hammer is just a hammer shaft made out of the same material as the hammerhead is, and the hammerhead is just a square. It's just a block like square.
Would never do this.
These are very shitty tools.
It seems Airden is just
These tools.
appalled. No dwarf
Well,
would ever do this to tools.
Are there any exits out of here?
Well, there are.
Back where we came.
There's back where you came, and there are two more doors, two more chamber openings.
I want to follow the like rail.
Okay, which way do you want to follow the rail? Do you want to follow the rail through where the buckets were coming from, or
where it comes from, or where it goes?
Or where it goes?
Where do you come from?
Where
Nice.
it goes.
Okay, where it
Does
goes.
it look? Does it look like their like destination was this room? So like they're coming from somewhere and then around and going back there, or there's this just like pit stop?
They're coming from somewhere. They're going through this room, and you see buckets kind of out in the doorway. So it seems like they came in this room, they went out the other room, from what you believe.
Okay.
So there are more steps.
I'll go to where.
All right, and as you're walking over there, you hear more clicking.
Fun.
Okay.
I draw the knife. The new.
Pull out the little knife.
The mind flare killer. That's what it is.
All right.
It kills a bunch of mind flares.
So you pull out the dual curved knife. The way that it goes, it's curved, and then there's another layer, and it's curved again. So it's just a dagger with a little bit more flair.
I'm gonna prep my scimitar.
Okay.
Prepare an action. If like it jumps out, I'm gonna slice it.
Sweet. Okay.
Wait. If anything shows up.
If anything shows up.
Nice.
You're a wizard, and your plan. You're a wizard or whatever, and your plan is to stab it.
Of all,
Good
not
plan.
a wizard. Second of all, yes.
She casts spells. That makes you a wizard.
I do. That doesn't mean I can't stab it first and then cast a spell after.
I mean, I'd imagine that
Hey, come out.
People would take any opportunity to use magic that they could.
Okay, look, magic is cool, but it also can get tiring.
I'm going. You know you have Erica, you know you have cantrips, right?
You know
cantrips
I have cantrips. Erica, know.
Erica, cantrips are better than weapons for you.
Yeah, but still initially stab it and then cantrip.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead.
So
I'm
we're
gonna
not
go
gonna
ahead and
register the fact that the clicking thing is getting closer. But we're not.
Well, that's why I'm going to go find it.
I think I'm probably ahead of them at this point.
I'm still walking and talking.
Because
So you were walking.
Yeah, we were walking and talking.
All right, so as
you've been walking.
You can do that, John.
With Airden.
Why didn't you never said that you were leaving?
I don't want them to get lost.
So I just didn't know that you were leaving yet, or if you were arguing in the room. Okay, that's my apologies. So you have walked out.
Why don't I go ahead?
Okay.
Why don't I go in front?
So seeing in the dark.
Okay, well, am I in front of you or not?
I mean, if you
Amy.
could get in front of me.
We'll just let Airden lead,
definitely...
because Airden has been leading, so we'll let Airden lead. We will have
Kato. Airden, Kato, Urani, Maya
in the back.
Yeah, so.
All right, new marching orders. Sweet.
I'm still doing the first order that we had.
Yes.
That's gonna be the order. I'm not gonna make a drawing of it.
Okay. So as you guys come out of
It'd be cute.
As you guys come out of the building, it is a small kind of balcony, and then it turns into an over air walkway, and the walkway is just dull metal with little rivets on it. So every time you walk, you just hear the dull clunk, clunk, clunk of your feet echoing in this very large chamber. that even you can't see all the way across. And there's a very large. There are more walkways below you, kind of crisscrossing and leaving the center open, where it seems that some kind of reservoir was.
We're getting closer to the clicking?
Yeah, make a perception check.
This dice I am not going to use anymore. It is bad.
Mm-mm.
Oh my god.
22. I'm really killing it with the rolls this
You're really killing the
Yeah,
perception checks so far.
It's not going to beat a 22.
All right. You listening around and looking around. It seems like the clicking is coming from somewhere below you. It is close.
I was wondering if it's a sound that I have ever heard before.
No. It's just it's mechanical. It's a mechanical clicking. It's like the ticking. It's like the ticking of gears.
Are there
It's a time bomb.
So, does the walkway have railings?
Yeah, there are railings. It's not just an open. It's kind of like there are just two railings running along the side. But it's still there's no flare in it whatsoever.
Yeah. I am going to
Disgusting.
borrow the torch from Urani.
Oh,
Turn
okay.
to Kato and go, would you mind giving me a hand? And then start to lower myself, like kind of off the edge.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I guess I grab your ankles.
Okay. Come,
No, yeah, I'm grabbing your
Come back up.
ankles.
Okay. So Maya, I want you to make a acrobatics check.
Too late. We're going.
And
Do they get advantage because I'm holding them?
yes.
Do I get advantage? Okay.
Yeah. So Maya, you will get advantage because you are being held and assisted by Kato.
Held in my hunky arms.
Natural 20?
No.
No.
I had rolled a 19.
Fake 20.
Oh.
I got 24.
Okay. Well, you didn't. It turns out, Maya, you didn't need the help. And you dangle by your boot. You've kind of wedged your boot in between the railings. You dangle by your boot. You drop down and you quickly plant yourself onto the balcony below you, or onto the walkway below you. So just the way it is it's tapered inward, kind of leading to the bottom. So you can see there's a walkway beyond that, and there are about 10 or 12 walkways leading down to where you think the floor might be.
Interesting.
How far down is that drop that they just went?
About 12 feet.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna,
Just gonna jump. Just gonna...
slip through the bars.
Okay.
Isn't 10 feet a d6 of damage?
It's anything
yeah.
beyond.
Do
It's
I
anything
make any
beyond
kind of-
10. It's anything beyond 10 feet.
I thought it was a d6 per 10 feet.
Nope. It's a d6 per 10 feet beyond 10 feet.
Oh, okay.
So just
Then I'll hop down.
I'll hop down too, I guess, because I don't want to be alone in the dark because I can't see.
All right, if I could get some acrobatics checks from you guys. And Maya, as you're down there, you do hear the clicking is a bit louder.
Oh.
See, I used the other dice and I roll better.
There it is. I got a
21.
10 on that one.
10?
I'll be right
21.
back.
Alright.
20 unnatural.
Great.
See, as
So,
soon as you see
Kato and Urani are able to make it through with very little trouble. Kato, you slip through the bars. Urani, how do you get over the bar?
I just hop over the bars and go,
Alright.
whoop.
She just vault over the side.
Wait. You want me to do a demonstration?
Yeah, sure,
don't.
why not?
Yes.
Please don't.
I'm doing it. You can't stop me.
Shen will enjoy the demonstration.
Really dumb.
We'll have it on
This is
record.
really dumb.
How
This
does
is going
Urani
on
get through the
YouTube.
bars?
This is really stupid.
Yeah,
What is happening?
it's more for us.
That.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got a 10.
Okay, so as you guys are, you've both hit the metal walkway with a dull boom, and it kind of echoes around the cave. And Airden is momentarily stunned by the majesty of the echoing cave, and they catch their leg on the bar as they try to get over.
I would ever be stunned by this.
It's a beautiful, it's a
completely
majestic
flared
sound.
cave.
It's like a
So majestic.
it's like a dull bell that has been ringing, very low tone, throughout the cave, kind of echoing. It's very beautiful. It's very touching. And you catch your foot on the side, and you slip.
Shit.
And you do hit the walkway below you, but you hit it shoulder first, and you slam your shoulder into the railing, doing 4 points of damage,
Ouch.
and making a not as pleasant sound.
Are you
I'm good.
okay? Yeah, okay.
Fine, don't worry about it. Is there another railing below this one?
Yes. The way that it goes is it's I told you this. It's tapered inward, so you can keep going down if you wanted to.
How about we look for stairs?
It's too late. I've already jumped down.
Oh, you've already jumped? Okay, make an acrobatics check for me.
I have to redeem myself.
I'm just
Okay, that's a 21.
All right. So you
That's
hit
a 21. Can I do a flip?
Sure. Feeling angry, ashamed, and probably embarrassed, you vault over the side and do a quick flip, and you, boom, hit it, stick the landing, bend your knees, very graceful. If anyone were here to witness it, they would definitely be at least a 7 out of 10.
I say to Maya, does she think this is supposed to be endearing? Because I'm just worried about her.
Yeah, can one of you take the torch?
I take the torch. I'm gonna go
follow them.
I'm gonna go try
Make
and
sure they
find.
Don't die. Do you two want to see if you can find another way around?
I was gonna
Yeah,
find
sure.
stairs. You know.
Let's go find
Okay.
stairs.
Yeah, now that I'm down to the next one, I am going to look for stairs.
All right,
I
cool.
just needed to make a point.
Yeah, make a perception check to see if you can see some stairs nearby you.
Stair time.
Stair time.
That is a 9.
That is 13.
I got a 11.
Natural.
Better than a 10 or a 9.
Oh,
All right. So using your superior skills of echolocation, you
is that what dark vision is now? Just echolocation.
using your skills of echolocation and a shrill whistle.
When you blink.
Yeah, the sound when you blink. That's what you're hearing. You use a shrill whistle, and you hear the sound waves bouncing off a nearby chamber, and it bounces down and comes out at a lower level. And you also kind of make out where the clicking is coming from, and it's coming from far below where you are.
Oh, very deep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do I find stairs?
Oh yeah, you found stairs. They're in the chamber in front of you. So the walkway goes for about 10 feet, and on either side there is a kind of like an entranceway to another room.
Okay. Well, I suppose we should go down the stairs now.
That's probably a good idea because I don't think we can jump down all of these. That seems to be a lot.
Oh yeah.
I could.
No, you could, but you might break a few bones in the process, and preferably, we like our bones.
My bones are
You're
They are
so
not.
hell bent on just.
What?
Yeah, my
Okay,
bad.
let's go. I'm going. We gotta go.
All right, so you're
Well,
you're going to the chamber.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna also
We're
go
going.
it.
We're
Except
going
I
down the
guess
stairs.
is there one also on the level that I'm on because I am a level lower than everyone else.
Yeah, there's the same stairwell runs down.
Okay.
All right.
go
So
to the stairs.
the upper stair crew, you guys go in, and it is a room that has stone tables built running the length of the room, and you can see there are mechanisms like little hands, little bronze hands sticking out of these tables, and there are boxes on rope that are coming across between each little kind of stone table. And you can see that there are tons of feathers and rope and little shafts of wood that are sitting in each row kind of just sitting vacantly.
So it's like an assembly line?
And at the end, there are a few arrows, a few stray arrows that are kind of sitting, waiting by a bucket that is just full of arrows.
Oh. More ammunition.
And then there's the stairwell, the other side of the room.
So this is like an arrow maker place? What is that called? Arrow maker place. Arrow. Yeah, that's the name for it.
A Fletcher.
A Fletcher?
A Fletchery.
A
Fletcher is someone who makes arrows.
Oh.
So this is like a Fletchery.
Yes, you're standing in a Fletchery. For those of you who are
fancy.
adroit enough to guess, and you can see some of the hands are still kind of twitching, like the little mechanical hands are still.
I'm just gonna poke one.
All right.
Hands finally some possess.
So you poke it, and
That's alone.
it just keeps like twitching.
I'm just gonna take the stick and I'm gonna give it to the hand.
All right. So you take a stick and you give it to the hand, and the hand sets it down. Just sets it down, goes over, grabs a head, puts that on, grabs some rope, ties the little head on, goes over, grabs the fletching, puts the fletching on, pushes it out, and there's just an arrow clatters to the floor. And it just goes back up into the default position.
Is it still twitching?
Yeah, it's still twitching.
We could be rich.
So this is powered somehow.
We could be
say
rich.
because I'm not up there.
I don't think that we should bother this stuff because there's probably some kind of defense mechanism, but we could make so much money.
We definitely could make a lot of money. If people need arrows.
Why don't we just take these arrows? You know what? No, I'm taking these arrows and then we can sell them.
You're just shoveling the arrows.
I'm just gonna get the bucket of arrows and dump it into all the empty space in my bag.
All right.
I pat the hand and then I just pick up the arrow.
All right.
How many arrows is that?
So it's about 300 arrows in that. And as you start,
I hand Maya the arrow and I'm like, here's an arrow. It was made today, just now.
And as you start shoveling the arrows in, and there's a kind of alarm that starts going off. And
this is the defense mechanism you spoke of.
And it's just there's this dull bell that's ringing on this floor. And
can I hear it?
Run.
Oh yeah, you can hear it.
Run.
You can hear the bell.
I'm running. We need to go.
So you're running, and you're just running. There's nothing.
There's no. What security is gonna stop us?
There's no one in here.
There's just the persistent clicking noise that you keep hearing.
I don't know.
Can we keep going?
Yeah, let's keep going. You've got all your arrows now. Let's keep going.
All right.
Now, Maya, you can use a lot of arrows.
Yep.
So you're gonna go
How much
down.
does an arrow normally work?
Do you expect?
Oh,
Is
geez.
there anything
Normally
different in the room, or is it just the same thing?
In the room that you're in, there are wings. There is a mold. There's like a thing that you saw in the first chamber. So there's a furnace, there's a metal pool, and then there are molds that come down from the ceilings. And you pick up one of the molds and you see it's a pair of small wings.
Like feather wings?
No.
Like how small?
Well.
Like Icarus wings?
Oh no, not that big. They're not human sized. They're maybe 8 inches in total. They're very, very small wings.
Let's keep it factor.
And there's just still that clicking.
20 arrows is normally 1 gold. So we could get 15 gold maybe.
What? We're getting rich. Well, why are there a bunch of wings? I mean, I don't know what the wings are for. They're not good for people or even tiny people. People aren't that small.
Yeah, I don't think even.
I'd like to roll, like history or survival, or I guess probably nature on rust monsters.
Oh yeah, sure.
I wanna see if I know if this is a rust monster, or if I can suspect that this is a rust monster.
Oh yeah. You can see if you can try to find a rust monster.
Survival.
What's that?
Or no,
Clicking.
I meant nature.
Yeah, nature.
7.
Nice.
Okay. You don't. This doesn't sound like a living creature.
Alright.
Is the long and the short of it is it just doesn't sound like it's a living creature.
Lit.
Interesting.
Alright.
Onward.
Let's keep going.
So yeah, you're gonna take the stairs going down.
Mhm.
All
We're
right.
going. Baby, are you down, 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 down?
God.
So, wandering down the stairs,
Right.
it's just this. It's very claustrophobic stairway. There's only enough space for you to pass one at a time. Very small stairway, and it seems you're just going down and down and down for what seems like about forever. 2 forevers maybe. You're just going down in this dull stairway. Kind of, it's just little metal stairs built out of the wall. There's a post in the center. It's just a concrete stairway. And finally, you've hit the bottom. And you're standing on the cave floor. And out in front of you is just a mass of metal, of writhing metal. It is squares and circles and gears and triangles, and it's just a mass of writhing metal moving around. It's just a dome of metal, just motion sick. It's just the creeping and crawling all over something.
Is it like a creature? Like of metal?
You want to make a perception check?
Sure. Wow, that's a 6.
It doesn't seem like it's a creature.
Can I like poke it with my staff?
Oh, sure, you can poke it.
Wait, how big is it?
Oh, well, it's got about a 60-foot diameter.
Ooh.
It's a big honking thing. And Aridin, you walk out and just give it a little dink, and it just
Friendly.
you find yourself looking into the eyes of a cube with a very rusted bronze cube with a gear and a screw on it, and it revolves its face around the screw and then turns its body, and it pulls out a little sword, and it makes a mechanical chattering noise, and the entire dome just starts descending in a wave of metal at you. And yeah, I don't. Is that break time? It's early session.
Break, I thought.
Early session tonight.
Yeah, we had a break. We had a break pretty recently.
All right. Yeah, if you're ready to keep going,
I want to fight this.
You want to?
Let's kill this thing.
I vote.
I mean,
big important vote. We run.
That is pretty important, wouldn't you say?
It is a 60-foot thing of metal. It is good.
How high above us is the lowest walkway?
The lowest walkway is about 30 feet above you.
Does it seem like it's being like defensive because I poked it, so it's like ready to attack me? Or
oh no, it's what you're looking at is you're just looking at like a wave on the ocean of just bronze metal things coming at you, and they're all skittering and chattering in various languages as just like in some kind of language as it just comes down on you. It is just
I can't understand anything they're saying.
Yeah, it's just a tidal wave of metal.
Is it coming towards the door also?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just there. It's flooding toward the door.
Oh shit.
I mean, let's...
I turn around.
Yeah, okay, cool. So, what's your plan of run? Your plan is just start sprinting. Okay, sweet.
Go, 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 go.
All right, so I need
I
you all
it'd be
to
a
make
cool
an
thing. It
athletics
wasn't
check.
a cool thing.
And as you're running, you can see something is down there. Some kind of mechanical statue is sitting there, and you can kind of make out Maya. There's some energy radiating off of it. And
Is magic still going?
Yeah, there's that whatever's in there is the magic that you were looking for. Whatever kind of whatever you
Can you tell what
Is the staircase
what school of magic
in
it is?
a separate chamber?
the staircase is in a separate chamber, but they're just like flooding toward you. In your brief moments, you can tell it seems to be. It's not a particular school. It's just raw magic energy.
Okay.
I would like to fight this thing.
I'm going to try something. And
I want to try to
once
talk
again,
to it.
turn to Kato, shout, "Give me a boost."
Boost.
Oh boy. I'll get ready to
I
give her a
going
boost.
to try to basically get boosted up and just run-ish along the wall to the other side of it.
Parkour.
Boost. Run along
So,
the wall to the other
that's so
side.
sick.
Okay. Yep. Gotcha.
So you're gonna like
I can use
Prince
my
of Persia or wall run.
You're gonna hit a quick. Hit a quick sick wall run, and get along. Okay. Yeah. Go for it.
Oh, that's so cool. That's
and
so
then
sick.
use my pole to facilitate an easier landing.
Yeah. All right.
I'm probably gonna roll under a 10 with this.
So you're trying to get around it. You're trying to
Am I
get
giving
around
you
it.
advantage though?
Yes.
With the boost,
We will have you
getting
advantage
through.
because it's a cool thing, and I want to see it work.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Woo!
This is me. This is not about you. It's about me now. Because I
Yes,
gave you
it's the
advantage.
boost. It is because of the boost, and
It's
not
clearly
because
the
it's a
boost
really
that is
cool
helping you
thing
out.
that's gonna happen.
Nat 20.
Oh
All
my
right.
god.
Yeah.
So you don't even need the boost. You actually Kato grabs your foot.
Okay,
and
whatever.
You shake Kato's hand off of your foot, and you quickly spring up into the air and get onto the wall. Quickly sidle along the wall, and you hit the drop, and you drive a pole right through one of the mechanical creatures.
Oh.
So when you land, you drive your pole right through it, and you just see some spikes coming off of it as it. You see some sparks coming
She
off of it as you hit.
Wait,
it.
how many
Completely
creatures
disregards
are
my boost.
there?
I'm just like, you asked me for the boost.
How many are there?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're all flooding towards you. I'm gonna need you to make an athletics check to
Me?
get
them?
run them. I'm gonna need you to run. I don't know if you're gonna run or if you want to stand fast and try to brave the weather.
I mean, is this thing trying to attack us, or is it just...
It's a force at this point is a force of nature, and you see arrows actually flying out. So I'm gonna make some attack checks on you.
I have a weird question.
Yeah.
Does it have a brain?
How would you know that?
You have been
How
hit
would
by
you
a
know
stray
that?
arrow.
No. Listen. Wait, who?
You have none.
Erica, you're asking so many weird questions.
No,
How would you
listen.
know
These are
that?
weird questions, Suze.
Listen.
There's
Because
something
I have
at the
a thing.
center of the map that's magic. Very magic.
Okay. I have a thing where I can do telepathic speech with a creature. Can I do that? Like, does it actually have something I can telepathically connect to?
I think the only way to find out is to try.
Yeah, you
You're
could
right,
try.
then I want to do
give
it.
it a try. Okay.
It seems like
it's a bonus action.
Kind of
it's a bonus action. I roll the psionic talent die, and however many hours, and that whatever I roll is however many hours I'm connected to it.
Okay.
Like I can listen.
If it is what you're. If
If
it is
it-
something
if I
you connect to. That's a good idea.
That's why I'm
Not, it's fine.
asking. Does it have
Just
a
a BA.
brain? Yeah. Let's see what we got here.
So 2 hours.
Okay. You're connected to something, but it's not a consciousness. It seems like you're connected to something in a very frail way, and it is rigid. It is ironed off, kind of. You're only getting into it in sections. It's not organic. Whatever it is a very artificial, but also kind of beyond your understanding in terms of how it works. You're not tapping into something here. You're not tapping into something here and now. You're tapping into something that's very far away.
Really?
Yes.
Oh. Like it's being controlled sort of thing?
Yes. Well, not really. It's not being. Sorry, it's not being controlled so much as it is control.
What?
Yeah, there's no content. There's no consciousness.
You'll have to
control.
It is control.
It is controlled.
No, it is control. It is control. It is law. It is order. You feel like your natural urges of individuality are being stripped, and you can feel commands start to punctuate your thoughts.
So is it like a hive mind?
Kind of.
Okay. It does not. Oh God! It does not say how to
break it off. Because you can't. Oh, great. I'm going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw against the overwhelming bonds of control.
Oh no. Oh shit.
But I just jumped.
I didn't think of that.
you just jumped, Gil. You're Maya, you're on the other side. You're going to hang it out. There, you're able to see the statue in a little better
relief. You said
relief.
Constitution saving throw?
Constitution saving throw against the overwhelming bonds of control.
Oh, well, in good 14.
Okay. You feel a little bit of your mind start to slip away. It is a DC 15 to pass this one. You are barely resisting, but you can feel yourself. You feel commands being administered to you. In a kind of you are okay, but it's gonna be tough. All right, so Maya.
Okay.
I thought it would be like reasoning with it, saying, "Hey, we're not here to hurt you. We just kind of wanted to check this cool place out." No, this is just worse.
It's just control. It's just
order.
What did you say, Johnny? What were you about to say?
I was going to ask you guys what you were doing currently, if you were sprinting away.
Can I tell that there's something going on?
I'm with Maya on this one. Get behind it.
All right.
Fight this thing.
You could probably tell because of just you're just looking at it and you could see it's kind of like you could see she has stopped moving. She is doing nothing. She's just standing there, locked in mental battle with whatever the heck is going on. She is locked in battle with something.
Like, grab her hand and drag her with me and run away.
Is the
yeah, you can start dragging her.
In good news,
statue thing that seems to be radiating out it, is it moving with the wave of metal, or is it staying in one spot?
It's staying in one spot. It's static.
Okay.
Yeah, Kato, how are you gonna get over the?
So is this thing like, just like, how is it moving? Is it like riding up like a wave or like pseudopoding?
It's riding up in a wave.
Okay.
So it's
How do
just
I say this?
a wall.
I'd like to attempt to run up it, you know?
Oh.
Like run, like
Oh, okay.
effectively run along its back or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try and do that.
That's a good idea.
And then get a splash on it.
That's what you're going for.
Sure. Make a stab at it. Let's see what you can do.
Stab check. Do I need to roll anything to get up on it?
Acrobatics.
Have you considered athletics?
Have I
Can I
considered
hit you with an
athletics?
athletics? Have I hit you? Can I hit you with an
You are trying
athletics?
to sprint up the side, but you're also trying to run up a wave. Yeah, I'll let it slide. I'll allow it.
Because I have a +5, but only a +2 to acrobatics. All right, here we go. Big money.
Big money.
Big money.
16 + 5, 21.
Woo.
Okay.
Oh.
So with little difficulty, you're able to get up the wave with a bit of difficulty. In terms of you are clawed by a couple of swords and an arrow kind of grazes your foot, but you're able to get up, only taking 3 points of damage.
Okay, and now my attack. Do I get any kind of advantage from being on its back?
When are you attacking?
Huh? I'm just kind of stabbing down into it, wriggling.
No, because you would if it were a solid mass, but it's kind of like an ever-changing
Okay.
Tapestry of things.
I can vibe with that.
All right,
Okay,
yeah.
so attack roll. Well, that's not amazing. That's an 11.
All right. So you thrust your lightning blade down, trying to hit one of them, and you hear scraping of metal as your blade is driven awry, and I need you to make a strength check to hold on to it.
Okay.
Because it is getting sucked into the undertow. It is a DC 14 to hold on to the blade.
Well, I got a 17, so I'm good.
All right. You're able to wrench the blade free with only a few scratches on its surface. So that, Airden, what are you up to? So you're trying to get her free.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of. I assume that she can still walk. She just is kind of.
She's in a daze.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna grab her and run.
All right.
Yeah. In good news, that it stops. At 1 after 2 hours, or B if we are more than 2 miles apart.
All right. I need you to make an athletics check to run with your friend.
2 miles.
Okay.
2 miles.
I'm not gonna like pick her up. I'm just gonna like grab her hand and.
Yeah, you're just gonna yank.
Try to like
okay,
yank her.
That's fair. Yeah, make an athletics check for me, please.
Not
sorry.
I got a 7.
I'm
right.
sorry.
So you are.
It was a 1.
You catch your foot on the first stair, and you fall and are knocked prone, kind of sliding to the bottom now. And that is both of you. Erica, I'd like you to make another Constitution saving throw. The DC is now 15.
Did you hear what you heard when I made for the act? I'm guessing.
No.
Oh, for the running, because I thought I had to make a check for that. Was I supposed to make a check for that?
No, you weren't. But.
Oh, never mind then. It doesn't matter.
Okay, cool.
Great. So happy I didn't have to. That is a I rolled a 17.
Okay.
+5, so unnatural 20.
All right. You're able to claw a little bit of your individuality back from whatever kind of hulking control presence is on the other end of your connection.
Okay.
So you're kind of in tug of war, and right now you seem to have the upper hand. So we'll head to Maya and see what Maya is up to right now.
Is a weird question. Is there any way if I win, can I control it or influence it?
Perhaps. But you can't. In some of the other mines that you've touched over the years, you could get a handle on how large it is. This one, you have no reference point.
Okay.
It is just too vast for you to even handle.
Fun.
Okay. Yeah. So Maya, what are you up to right now? Sorry, I didn't catch any of that.
Statue thing that.
Yes, the statue.
How big is it?
It is about 8 feet tall.
Oh, okay. Is it still in the mass of?
It's the mass. The mass of metal has kind of moved beyond it now, and you are. It is kind of it is behind the mass, but not too far behind. So there's still a couple of little shapes, little metal shapes that are stuck behind it.
Okay. I tried to take it.
Take it, like pick it up?
Pick it up.
Oh sure, yeah.
Okay. I'll do that.
Great. So the moment you make contact with it, you are pulled out of the. You're pulled out of the room. You're gone. You're just zip. Goodbye. And you are standing ever so briefly in on a platform of metal, of bronze gold metal, and you can see more rings beyond it, and each one is like a cog, rotating in time with they're all rotating in a manner that you can't fathom, and there are mechanisms spanning across the sky that don't make any sense to you. And in the middle of it all, you could see this kind of this simulacrum of cogs and of wiring, and just it is just a mass, as far as you can see, of just machinery. And you can feel its presence turn to you before you are pulled back out and into the chamber again.
Did she actually disappear for a second?
Yes, literally disappeared, teleported somewhere else.
I'd like to jump down and full drop, jump down, drop kick this statue.
All right, sweet.
Do the elbow thing.
So you,
No, that would hurt too much.
So you go for a drop kick on the statue, and you just tap it lightly with your toe, and you're gone. And you appear similarly on a different spot in the rotating gears plane, I guess you could say. And you are it is once again machinery, and you can feel the mass in the center, and you see these little circles coming out of the mass, being ferried along on ropes and pulleys and every type of machinery you can imagine. They are flying ships that are weird geometric kind of constructs. They're just flying through the area and picking things up and dropping things off, and it's just, it makes no sense to you. It is so much cacophony. It is just it's sensory overload and how much machinery is here. And of course the huge mechanical monolith in the center, you could feel some kind of eye tensing on you, and then you are kicked back out next to the statue, and you collapse onto the floor just because you were slightly suspended when you drop kicked it and were teleported out.
You drop kick.
Damn. Damn.
Okay,
So
we gotta get out of
if
here.
we
Bye. This isn't working
Guys.
out great for us.
I wanted to try something.
Oh yeah, sure.
Hey, you're running.
Okay. No, I ate shit.
Yeah, you ate shit and you fall in at the bottom.
I also because
we were.
Oh yeah, you ate shit. So you are actually drowning in the mechanical wave. Like
wait, what?
So the way that the wave came over, it's flooding up the stairs, and you're getting like poked and prodded by this thing as it goes up the stairs.
And I'm trying.
And you're trying to wrestle with whatever's on the other side.
Yeah. Woo!
Sweet. So.
Johnny, weird question. If you are going to humor us with this or not, what is the CR for this thing?
What is the CR for this thing? It is 1/8, 1/4, 1/2, 1, 2 times a whole bunch.
Fun.
Like a whole bunch of.
So what you're saying is we were screwed no matter what.
It's not a thing. It is many things.
What is the CR of these many things? Like how? I want to know. Like, are we taking on a CR 20 sort of thing?
That's 6, 10. That's 12 damage to Urani as you are being. It is just pokes and prods. It is arrows scratching you. It is metal things just giving you little scratches on the leg, on the head.
How much damage?
12.
12?
12.
Okay.
And Airden, it is 6 damage coming your way. Or no,
Joke's
7.
on you. I'm at 6 hit points.
Once again, it is a barrage of little injuries that you have taken. It is tiny. It is tiny cuts and scratches that have mounted to large proportions. So, Airden, what were you doing or trying to do?
So, this might be kind of a stretch, but if Urani has, like, magic in her head, I was wondering if I could cancel that out by casting Charm Person on her, like force it out of her head by putting my own magic in her head.
You're doing what?
I mean, Urani has
I'm helping you.
Has a link with something. So I suppose you could give it a try. But it also might end up in the same way that you end up grounding yourself to a person after a person grounds themselves to an electrical source. You might end up grounding yourself to them, and then if you let go, you will get a shock. Or if there are any electricians out there, please correct me. My amateur understanding of electrician.
I was horrible at circuits.
All right. Yeah. So you cast Charm Person.
You can either just let it happen, or you can make the wisdom saving throw.
I have to make the wisdom saving throw. Or no, Erica can make the wisdom saving throw if she wants to.
Oh, this is hard.
I don't think it'll do anything to you anyways, because it just makes you regard me as a friendly acquaintance, and I hope we're there.
Yeah, we are.
Mind magic.
Yes, no, I'm thinking.
Psionics is fucked up.
Yes, no, I know Erica would 100% just say, yeah, go for it.
Oh, Urani might not.
Urani might not.
There might be things that you don't want to see in there.
Urani might be like...
Wait, before I do it, I'm still holding her hand, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to squeeze it, and I'm going to say, trust me.
All right.
And I'm going to cast Charm Person.
Okay.
Can I hear her? Or them?
You can kind of feel something outside of your... It's like when you're listening, you hear something, but you're kind of underwater, so you're not registering at all. And you catch a few glimpses as you're brought into the circle bond, Airden. You catch the glimpse of pilloried elves from Urani's point of view.
What?
Pilloried elves that have been impaled onto pikes. Many of them. maybe 20 or 30 in this small field. And you can see it's Urani, it's someone close to you, and there are several other people with Urani. And you look down and you can see the elven blood on your hands, on your Urani's hands. All right, sweet. So that goes over to Maya. Maya, the lovely Maya. What are you up to?
Is the statue thing? Is it like a statue of a person?
No, it is a statue, kind of what you've seen, or what you think you've seen in this plane. It is a mass of whirring mechanics. It is clockwork mechanisms that have no purpose, and there's a small rift in it that just runs down a little tiny modulated area. It is just a tiny strip of light.
Okay. I'm gonna take
Try shooting an arrow at it.
the hook from that was holding the mind flayer head.
Ah, the meat hook. Good old meat hook.
Meat hook.
Meat hook.
Tie it.
Meat
onto
Hook, my favorite character.
And just kind of, without touching the statue myself, hook this thing
Creating a
in
grappling hook.
to the statue, hand the rope to Kato for help, and just start yanking.
All right, I need you both
Or
to roll
yanking.
a strength check.
The dream team.
And
Us
Urani,
two.
I want you to make a Constitution check.
Okay, I also did want to ask.
Kato,
can I
your
even
faithful
fight off the
mule.
charm person? Because I'm concentrating on this.
You're concentrating on that. You can't charm off. You can't fight off the charm person.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Because all your mental.
16 for strength.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does she have advantage on the saving throw if I'm
Yes,
trying to like
because
push the thing
you're
out of
kind
her?
of helping.
I got a 13. For
All right.
for strength.
So
I got a 2 first, but then I got a 14.
okay.
I got-
Erica, you are struggling in this very feral struggle. You are trying to put every ounce of emotion you can to push back this wall of encroaching uniformity. It is this perfectly straight, flat wall in your mind that is just sweeping across the surface of it. And as you're pushing back, there's a tremendous clang, and a statue falls, and the molten metal shatters all over the floor. And there is a rift. There's a beam of light that bolts out and begins to spread all over the chamber of the floor, all over the bottom of the chamber, just blinding everyone. And you all awake. You're standing on the platform of shifting gears with no way out.
What?
Yeah. Welcome to the plane of law and order, people.
Bum.
Kato definitely knew those things were Modrons, but
But he didn't say anything. He never.
They were what?
Modrons. Come on, you don't know Modron?
You don't know Modron when you see one? Okay.
know what happened.
Let's look up the plan to Mechanus, shall we?
Oh no.
This might be the end of the session, Johnny.
This is the end
Considering
of
that
the
now we're
session.
trapped on Mechanus.
Sorry, Amy, I can't
This
hear
is
you.
the end of the
What?
session. All right,
This
great.
is it.
So now we're trapped on
I can't
Mechanus.
believe you mind.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Oh my.
Yeah. The
Damn.
session
You
no
trapped
one
us.
the session
Dale,
no
we-
one
Sorry,
came
I'm
to.
goofing.
You
I'm
got trapped
goofing. What
on
were you actually
Mechanus.
saying? I couldn't hear you.
I wasn't even being mean. I just said I can't believe you mind melded with the concept of Law and Order.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
Please don't, Johnny. You
Also,
can't
but
call it
every
Law and
murder
Order
element-
because people are gonna. Because the Law and Order Special
no,
Victims
don't know what
Unit.
you're talking about. No
Right.
idea
Well,
what
I
you're
can
talking
call
about.
it absolute law and order.
We're gonna have to have a talk about that.
No, we're not.
Okay. Yeah. So that's a planar portal that brought you to Mechanus.
How the hell
Dale,
did we get out? What did we do?
Maya and Kato, the dream team, have fucked us all. We've fucked everyone.
Yes. Now I
Johnny,
might.
you better do Mechanist some justice, Johnny.
Yeah,
It's a
I'm gonna
6
start
plane.
doing my research as soon as we
Were you
soon as we
expecting this
get
to
done.
happen?
Now, this is the Moth
Were you
Company.
expecting this to happen, Johnny?
Getting trapped on Mechanist in the third session. That's Moth Company.
That's our Moth Company break.
This is the gang all over
Right,
again.
so might I read?
Like, it wasn't even like me starting a gang or something. You did that.
Oh yeah, I did, but you earned it. You earned complete
No, yeah, we earned it.
scumfuckery. So I've got the Dungeon Master's manual open right now, and Mechanist has 3 paragraphs. So I guess
That's
we're
it?
just gonna kind of
There's
go.
a lot more you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into a lot.
That
of
gives
it.
you a lot of artistic liberty.
Yeah, that does, and I'm excited because it's gonna be
I just would like.
gonna be
I would
weird.
like to get out.
This is the Planescape. This is the Planescape part of the Moth Company, and no one has seen it. Maybe Shen Jensen.
No one will
Maybe
be.
Shen has.
Nobody will be.
Shen, you're
Is
the only
Shen
one
still
who
there?
knows what's
Shen,
happening.
if you're still with us, please.
Shen. Oh, Peter Luke.
Oh,
Peter
Luke
Yeah,
Lukács
Peter
also here.
Lukács dropped by. Good old Petey on our
Yeah,
Next
adventures.
weekend, we're gonna be on a whole ass different plane.
Yeah. Wait, Shen, are you still here?
Is anyone
can't
still
tell.
here? Can anyone? Yeah, if you're here, chime in the chat.
Yeah,
'cause,
I think that's the end of the session.
I think we're.
Like,
That's the end.
Where do we go from there?
Yeah, it is.
That's the end until we write the
We should
next
probably
part.
end this stream.
Yeah.
Should probably what?
It's so totally our fault.
So totally our fault.
So I have the recording
did
of the stream. It's a shorter one compared to what we usually do because no one was here, and I feel bad because they're just not gonna get it. No one's gonna understand what just happened.
I'll see the mod. All this will not be included. I'll cut it at the.
Yeah, we'll cut it at the end where
You're trapped on that.
we'll cut it at the
Oh
end
my
where I'm like, oh, you
God.
guys hit the gears. That's it. Yeah, I was thinking I was gonna like on the fly. I was like, ah, shit. I would be really cruel if I like permanently teleport you to Mechanist. Like if it's just 2 party members. But I think like the whole group can make it.
Maybe.
Maybe.
You know, it'd be crazy if it was just me and Maya on the plane of Mechanist.
Oh, that'd be good. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. The law of averages is now in play, where you take it is the average dice roll. Every attack does the average dice roll.
What?
Yeah. So it says here, while on Mechanist, creatures always use the damage result for attacks and spells, the average damage result. For example, a creature that deals 1d10 plus 5 damage always deals just 10 damage on Mechanist.
Wow.
Including us?
Yep.
Including us.
So everything
Does
does the exact average.
Does that include like trying to attack?
No, that just includes damage.
Okay, so
Just damage.
it's not completely
Thanks.
fucked.
Fridge. Oh my
my
God. What have I done?
Here's your moment. All right, well, I guess we end the stream and we return this back into private and
Yeah,
just
I guess.
the game.
Guess.
All right, good night, everyone who's not watching.
Good night. What?